Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, we will see pivot chart in Excel. We will go through how to create a pivot chart, how to format it, slicer, timeline, calculated field, and how to refresh pivot chart. Firstly, let's understand what is the difference between pivot table and pivot chart. As we saw in the last videos, pivot table is a way of analyzing the data by summarizing it, and this data is present in the table format. But sometimes not everyone can read the numbers in the pivot table and quickly understand what is going on with the data. So pivot chart is a way to visually represent this information, which is easy to understand. Now, let's understand how to create a pivot chart in Excel. Before creating pivot chart, to get the best result, we need to make sure certain things. First, the data should be clean data. What do we mean by clean data? It should not have any blank row or blank column. If it has, we need to remove that. The data should not be inaccurate. Formatting of the data should be proper. For example, in this revenue column, maybe I'll format this to remove the decimal places. And the data should be present in a table structure. Here, this data right now is not in a table format. I'll insert a table. Just click on any cell, go to insert menu, click on table. Make sure this checkbox is on if you have headers and click OK. Once this data is ready, we can create a pivot chart on it. How to do that? Click on any cell, go to insert menu and click on pivot chart. Here you see this option, pivot chart and pivot chart and pivot table. So if you click on this, pivot chart as well as pivot table will be created. If you click on pivot chart, it by default creates a pivot table. So let's just click on pivot chart. Here it asks you to select a table or range which you'll be using as a source to create pivot chart. And we need to choose where do we want to create a pivot chart, in a new worksheet or in existing worksheet. Let's create it in a new worksheet and click OK. Once this new tab is created, you see this pivot chart fields quite similar to the one we saw for pivot table. Here you get all the field which are present in your source data, and you have these different areas like filter, legend, axis and values, where you can add or remove the fields to represent the data in the pivot chart. Let's start by adding revenue to the pivot chart. If you click on this checkbox, since this is a numeric data, it will be by default added to the value area. And we will visualize this by category. So this category is added in the axis. Axis, it means in the x-axis. So this pivot chart show me the revenue information for all the three category: furniture, office supply and technology. If you want to add legends, say I add region in the legend area. So this show me the sales data for each category for each region. So each region is highlighted by each color. So this will be represented by the legend. Legend is basically the field which is added in the y-axis. So this filter area is what will add the filter to the pivot chart. So if I take product ID in the filter shelf, here I can select any particular product and see the data and analysis for that particular product. You can remove the filter by dragging this field out of the filters area. Let's see some formatting features for pivot chart. Once you click on this pivot chart, you get this pivot chart tools menu or ribbon where some sub ribbons are there: pivot chart analyze, design, and format. You can utilize these ribbons to change the formatting and many other features for pivot chart. Under design ribbon, we have this chart style option where inbuilt chart styles are available and you can select them as per your requirement. Let's say I select this. If you want to change the color of these bars, you can go to change color option drop down and you can select from the available color palettes. In case if you don't have any color here which you want to give, you can go to format menu and you can use these options to format the area of the chart that you want to. For example, if I click on this bar, I can change the color of this as per my need. Or I can go to this drop down and I can select different areas from the pivot chart to format each area separately. For example, if I click plot area, this plot area which is highlighted, I can format that plot area. Maybe I can change the color, I can add outline to it, I can give different formatting options to it. Under design menu, if you see this add chart element, so you can work with different elements present in the pivot chart and you can format them. Say I have axis, I want to add or remove axis present on the chart. So if I click this, horizontal axis would be removed. It's a toggle. If I click again, this will be added. Same thing you can do by clicking on this plus icon which show chart elements. You can add or remove chart element and change them as per your requirement. Say I want to add axis title, I can add axis title and it gives me sub options like do I want to add axis title for horizontal axis or for vertical, that is y axis. I can add chart title, I can rename the chart title like say revenue analysis. I can format this by selecting this text, going to home menu, and I can change font, color, size, etc. If I want to show or hide these options, I can just click on it and hide all fill buttons on chart. So this will hide all the buttons. You can also change chart type from one chart to another chart. How to do that? Click on this pivot chart, go to design menu and go to this change chart type option. Once you click on this, you get a list of all the available chart types which are available in Excel. So you can convert it to line, to bar, to area chart, and so on. So in this way, we can do different kind of formatting on the pivot chart to make it more presentable. Okay, let's understand the slicer in pivot chart. As we saw in pivot table, slicer is one of the way of filtering the pivot table, or in this case the pivot chart. How we can apply it? Click on the pivot chart, go to pivot chart analyze menu and click on this insert slicer. Once you do that, it asks you to select a field which you want to use as a slicer and click OK. And you get this button like structure which you can use to filter the data on the pivot chart. Let's say I select central, so this shows me the data for central region. If I click east, it shows me the data for east. If I do control click, I can do multi-select, or to multi-select I can check on this option also. If I want to clear the filter, I can click on this clear filter option. If I want to remove the slicer, I can click on the slicer, right click and remove region, or simply I can press the delete button. Let's understand timeline. Timeline is like a slicer which can filter the pivot chart, but it can only be applied on a date columns. So if in the data set you have date type of columns available, you can insert a timeline based on those columns to filter the data on the pivot chart. How can we add timeline? Just click on the pivot chart, go to pivot chart analyze menu and click on the insert timeline option. Once you do this, it asks you to select the date field which you want to use as a filter, and once you click OK, it creates a timeline filter for it. In the sample dataset, as of now, I don't have a date field. Let me just add it and refresh the pivot chart. Now, if I click on insert timeline, this gives me an option to select the field which I want to use as a timeline filter. And once I click OK, this creates this timeline, a filter which you can use to filter data on the pivot chart. Let's say I want to see data for Jan till March. I can do that. If I want to clear this filter, I can clear this filter. If I want to remove this filter from the worksheet, click on it and press delete button. Similar timeline can also be applied on the pivot table also. Now let's understand the calculated field. As we saw in our previous video in pivot table, in case if you do not have any custom calculation available to give you the results that you are looking for, you can create your own calculation in pivot table or in pivot chart. That can be done by using the calculated fields. How to do that? Click on the pivot chart, go to pivot chart analyze menu. Under this fields, items and sets option, you get this calculated field. Once you click on that, you get this pop-up where you can give name to the field. Say I give cost, and here you can insert your own calculation, own formula. In my case, let's say I'll create it revenue. If I click on insert field, it will be inserted here minus. If you click on this add, it will add this field to the pivot chart field list, and if you click OK, this will be defaultly added to the pivot chart. Now, if you want to see the field list, which comes on the right corner, right side of the window, go to this show or hide option and click on this field list. So you can see this cost calculated field is added in the pivot chart field. If you want to remove that calculated field, go back to the calculated field option, click on this drop down and click on delete. Okay, so this will be removed from the pivot chart as well as pivot chart fields list. Now, refreshing of the pivot chart. First of all, why do we need to refresh the pivot chart? Pivot chart are refreshed in order to show the updates made in the source data. Let's say in the source data, I am adding new records, or I am updating the existing records, or a new column is added. So by default, those changes won't be reflected in the pivot chart. In order to show those changes, we need to refresh the pivot chart. Let's see this with an example. In the sample data, let me add a record, and let me give a sample category for now under category column, and I'll check if this is reflected on the pivot chart or not. If you see, under this category, I just have 3 existing category, but the sample category which I just added is not yet reflected. In order to show that, I will refresh this table. How to do that? Just click on this pivot chart, go to pivot chart analyze menu, go to this refresh drop down and click on refresh. Once you do that, this new data or the updated data would be reflected on the pivot chart. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe my channel if you like my videos, and let me know your comments, if any, in the comments area. Thank you.